Hello, how are you today? Welcome to the Whisper Bees interview process. We're really excited to have you. We don't get that many candidates that make it to the interview process, so you should consider yourself very lucky, okay? So let me just walk you through what the interview is going to look like. I basically have my little clipboard here. And I've got some questions that I'm going to ask you. Your only job right now is to just answer them correctly, okay? So pretty straightforward, pretty simple. Do you think you can do that for me? Can you answer a couple questions correctly? Awesome, perfect. Okay, this interview is going to go quite smoothly then. I try not to take up too much of your time, considering time is money, and here at Whisper Bees Incorporated, we are all about money. Awesome. Okay, so starting off, what is your name? Who do I have the pleasure of interviewing today? Can you please tell me your name? Okay. And how do you spell that exactly? Okay. Right, okay, perfect. Thank you. You did such an amazing job at answering my first question correctly, because I have no way of proving that you're lying at this moment. So I'll just have to believe you and to take your word for it. Amazing. So, what made you want to apply for this position? You needed a job. Okay, then any other reason, anything about Whisper Bees Incorporated that really spoke to you, really touched your heart and made you believe that this is a cause worth dedicating your life to? Nothing like that? You were just on Indeed and clicking apply? Okay, awesome. Now, I'm gonna be upfront with you. Not a lot of applicants make it past the interview process. Most of the candidates don't even last 20 minutes in the interview. We do run our interviews about 30 to 40 minutes, so if you don't get to that point, then I've got bad news for you. This is a highly coveted position, so we take our applications very seriously, okay? So we also would appreciate if our applicants took us seriously as well. So just keep that in mind for our future questions. Thank you. Alrighty, you needed a job. Found us on, what did you say it was? LinkedIn. Oh, and Indeed. You're the busiest unemployed person I've ever met. Alrighty, perfect. Now, part of our mission statement is putting profits over people and honoring money over all. Now, what does that mean to you personally? So I'm gonna have to stop you right there. Profits over people. You don't need to mention anything about diversity, inclusion, teamwork. We don't really care about that. We care about profits. Does that make sense? Do you understand? Do I need to call the emergency services? Are you having a stroke? Like, what's not clicking? This interview is going horribly. You're doing incredible. Anyways, let's just move on to the next question. What's your previous job experience look like? Fast food? Retail? Bagging at a grocery store? So these are all follower positions and not leader positions, and we really appreciate that at our company, actually, because we don't want any of you believing that you have a chance of moving up in the company. I'm going to be completely transparent with you and say you are not getting a promotion here. There is no upward mobility within our company. You are going to stay at the bottom tier for your entire profession here, provided we hire you, which the chances are slim. And we really appreciate a follower mindset. We like somebody who is able to just put their head down and do as they're told. So these are great answers, and I really appreciate that kind of response. It looks like you could fit in really well here. However, I think working here might make your resume look a little bit too good, I'll be honest with you. And you might strive to complete better things. You've already got so much job experience. You're probably just a tad too good for this place, I'll be honest with you. You could probably do so much better and work somewhere that actually cares about you. But I'm gonna keep this, I'm gonna flag this actually as a really positive quality, considering that you could work somewhere so much better, but you decided to choose here. So that's really impressive. Thank you for sharing that experience with me. Tell me about a work project you worked on and were a part of. Putting up the promotional materials at your fast food place. Okay. And what was that like? So you lost half of the promotional materials, and they had to order more. Oh wow. Oh wow. Okay, so that's actually really bad, because when you think of it in terms of profits, you're actually cutting into your gross because you have to spend more money on supplies. And when you misplace promotional material, not only are you having to recoup the costs of replacing that promotional material, you are also losing sales in the brief period that the promotional material is not up. How will new customers know that you have a new product if you lost the promotional material just by word of mouth? That's not impactful enough. We find that true impact is in visual imagery. So hearing that you lost the promotional materials for that is actually really disappointing to hear. So I'm gonna actually remove the flag, the gold star I gave you. Your gold star has just been removed. Consider it taken from you, okay? Oh, turn that frown upside down. You're still getting interviewed, so you're still here. That's something impressive. That's pretty good. You're on the right track, okay? But you're not doing great. And here at Whisper Bees Incorporated, we strive for excellence, which you're just not providing right now. Okay. Next question. What is the longest time you've been unemployed? 4 years. Okay. Pretty standard in this economy. Here at Whisper Bees Incorporated, we have a very strange business model. We call it intermittent employment, so it'll feel like you're unemployed for 4 years, but we're actually scheduling you so minimally that you are still legally an employee, so you cannot apply for benefits or anything of the sort, and you cannot apply for other places because we do have a non-compete clause in our hiring contract. But you just won't be scheduled here because when we schedule you here, that means we have to pay you. And again, we value profits over people, so it'll feel like you're unemployed. So I hope that 4 years was a really good 4 years for you because it'll feel almost identical to that when you work for us. Okay? Does that sound good? I'm gonna just pause right now and just follow up with you, see if you have any questions for me, any concerns before we continue through the interview process. We are about halfway through. So if you've got any issues or if you don't feel like this is the right fit for you, please feel free to stop me right now and we can stop wasting each other's time. Questions about roles and responsibilities? So that's a really tough question, mainly because when you get hired here, we do have you sign an NDA. Do you know what an NDA is? It's a non-disclosure agreement, so we're not allowed to discuss roles and responsibilities for this position. And so basically what that means is I cannot share with you what you will be doing at our company. Just know you'll be doing a lot of it, but on paper you won't be doing any of it. If you catch my drift, that is. Any other questions? What's the pay? Again, that is a question I'm unable to answer at this moment. Yeah, I'm gonna cut you off right there. And we're just gonna continue the interview process. Okay, let's get a move on this. I do have another interview in about 30 minutes, so I'd like to wrap this up so that I can take my mid-afternoon nap and then get to that interview. Okay, so on the topic of salary, what is your current pay at your current job? Okay, now this is not related to the position at all, but I do require that you answer it or you will be disqualified from our interview process. Is that enough money for you? Are you applying here because you'd like more? Perfect. I think you'll find the pay here to be quite surprising. This is another question for the interview. We're just moving on from the topic of money. I know here at Whisper Bees Incorporated, we do really value money as a concept. We value the generating of revenue as well as the generating of profits as well as any other synonyms for making money that you can think of, but we do not value salary transparency amongst employees. In fact, we actually have a very secretive network of employees. You will not know your coworkers because we can't have you guys oh my gosh, the word just, it sends shivers down my spine. But yeah, you will not know your coworkers, or that's just not gonna happen, because we don't want you guys to interact and start working together to rise against us, basically. As dystopian as that sounds, you would never turn against us, right? Because we're your employer and we provide you with a livelihood. Anyways, how comfortable are you with manual labor? Specifically that in a mine. You have a history of breathing problems. Okay, well, I was gonna make a joke about the history becoming the future, because working in mines is not good on the lungs, but I doubt we'll hire you anyways, so that shouldn't be an issue regardless. Do you feel comfortable swinging a pickaxe? Is that something? No, I don't mean in Minecraft. I mean in real life. Something people participate in daily, actually. Do you know something about that? That's another question for the interview. Do you participate in real life, or do you sit on your computer all day? Yeah, okay. Noted. Loser nerd. Just kidding. We have a lot of fun at this company. That is not bullying. We actually don't have an HR department, in case you're curious. So in the case that somebody were to harass you at work, which again is doubtful considering you won't be interacting with your fellow coworkers often, you'd probably only be interacting with upper management, such as myself. We don't have an HR department to handle that. HR is upper management, so if you have any grievances, concerns, you're just gonna have to keep that to yourself, because we really don't have time for complaints. A complaint will probably get you not fired, because we do value our employees. We do. And we would like our employees to stay our employees. You wouldn't get fired. You would likely get put on suspension, in which you would have to do a certain amount of hours of unpaid labor to work your way out of suspension. How often these suspensions occur really depends on each person. If we find that you're frequently being suspended, then we may just terminate you, which, again, it's heartbreaking for us as employers to have to terminate our employment contracts, but, you know, it's a necessary evil in certain circumstances. So, manual labor, I'm gonna put you for maybe right now. I'm not entirely sure how I feel about you. If you do get hired, I don't think I'd want you on my team. I'd probably put you on Greg's team. I don't like Greg all that much. Yeah, actually. I think, you know what? You've done a great job in this interview today. I'm just gonna cut it short. It just occurred to me that you would be a perfect fit for Greg. I think, considering what Greg has done for the company this year, he really needs someone like you to humble him. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna push this through to our hiring department, and I'm gonna sign a few things, give you the stamp of approval from me personally, so that your hiring can be expedited. You actually do not get a say in this because I did forge your signature, so you are already considered an employee of the company and you owe us your life. Okay, awesome, glad we're in agreement. So failure to abide by the contract that you signed will result in prison time for breach of contract, which you agreed to when you signed. So You do have to report here tomorrow at 3 in the morning. We're really excited to have you on. I'll give you no more information. You'll just have to figure that out yourself. And Greg is gonna have a really fun time with you, okay? I'm really excited. You have found a perfect fit for Greg's team, and I can't wait to see how you ruin his life. Okay, perfect, awesome. Thank you so much for your time today. I hope you have a lovely last couple of hours of freedom before you are committed to this company forever. Alrighty, well, I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and hopefully I'll see you never again. Goodbye.